सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्म विद्या संप्रदाय कर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। ओम सदाशिवसमारम्भां व्यासशङ्करमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ओम ओम नमः प्रणवार्थाय शुद्धज्ञानैकमूर्तये निर्मलाय प्रशान्ताय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओम व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः। ओम श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। समस्तब्रह्मविद्या आचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो नमः। श्रीवेदव्याससद्गुरवे नमः। वैशम्पायनसद्गुरवे नमः। याज्ञवल्क्यसद्गुरवे नमः। आद्यशङ्करसद्गुरवे नमः। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। वेदपाठं पारायणं ब्रह्मानन्दमीमांसा। We have to chant after the 7th Anuvaka, the 8th one in Brahmananda Valli. 8 and 9 we will conclude today. That one again start next Valli tomorrow. Every day these 5-6 minutes of chanting should bring our minds for concentration and focus, and also become familiar with the mantras, and also feel that blessedness that we are getting a chance to listen to the Upanishads. With that feeling, bring that required amount of Shraddha and concentration. Om Bhishasmadvatah pavate Bhishodeti Suryah Bhishasmadagnischendrascha Mrutyurdhavati Panchama ite Saishanandasya mimagam sa bhavate युवा स्यात् साधु युवाध्यायकः आशिष्ठो दृढिष्ठो बलिष्ठः तस्येयं पृथिवी सर्वा वित्तस्य पूर्णा स्यात् स एको मानुष आनन्दः तेयेष तं मानुष आनन्दाः स एको मनुष्यगन्धर्वाणामानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य तेयेष तं मनुष्यगन्धर्वाणामानन्दाः स एको देवगन्धर्वाणामानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य तेयेष तं देवगन्धर्वाणामानन्दाः स एकः पितॄणां चिरलोकलोकानामानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य तेयेष तं पितॄणां चिरलोकलोकानामानन्दाः स एक आजानजानां देवानामानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य तेयेष तमाजानजानां देवानामानन्दाः स एकः कर्मदेवानां देवानामानन्दः ये कर्मणा देवानभियन्ते श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य तेयेष तं कर्मदेवानां देवानामानन्दाः स एको देवानामानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य तेयेष तं देवानामानन्दाः स एक इन्द्रस्यानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य च अकामः तस्य तेयेष तमिन्द्रस्यानन्दाः स एको बृहस्पतेरानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य तेयेष तं बृहस्पतेरानन्दाः स एकः प्रजापतेरानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य तेयेष तं प्रजापतेरानन्दाः स एको ब्रह्मण आनन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य स यश्चायं पुरुषे यश्चासावादित्ये स एकः स य एवं विद अस्माल्लोकात् प्रेत्य एतमन्नमयमात्मानमुपसङ्क्रामते एतं प्राणमयमात्मानमुपसङ्क्रामते एतं मनोमयमात्मानमुपसङ्क्रामते एतं विज्ञानमयमात्मानमुपसङ्क्रामते एतमानन्दमयमात्मानमुपसङ्क्रामते तदप्येष श्लोको भवते यतो वाचो निवर्तन्ते अप्राप्य मनसा सह आनन्दं ब्रह्मणो विद्वान् न बिभेति कुतश्च नेति एतगं हवावन तपते किमहगं साधुना करवं किमहं पापमकरवमिति स य एवं विद्वानेते आत्मानग्गः स्पृणुते उभेहि वैष एते आत्मानग्गः स्पृणुते य एवं वेद इत्युपनिषत् ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्तिः 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 ओम अतः श्री कृष्ण यजुर्वेदांतर्गत तैत्तिरीयक आरण्यान्तर्गत तैत्तिरीय उपनिषत् ओम यस्मात् जातं जगत् सर्वं यस्मिन्नेव प्रलीयते येनेदन्धार्यते चैव तस्मै ज्ञानात्मने नमः यैरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं पदवाक्यप्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम् तैत्तिरीयकसारस्य मयाचार्यप्रसादतः विस्पष्टार्थरुचीनां हि व्याख्येयं सम्प्रणीयते ॐ अथ शिक्षावल्ली प्रथमोऽनुवाकः शान्तिमन्त्रः ॐ ॐ शन्नो मित्रः शं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वामेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतो तद्वक्तारमवतो अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारम् ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ अथ चतुर्थोऽनुवागः ॐ यश्चन्दसां वृषभो विश्वरूपः छन्दोभ्योऽध्यमृतात् सम्बभूव समेन्द्रो मेधया स्पृणोतु अमृतस्य देवधारणो भूयासं शरीरं मे विचर्षणं जिह्वा मे मधुमत्तमा कर्णाभ्यां भूरिविश्रुवं ब्रह्मणः कोशोऽसि मेधया पिहितः श्रुतं मे गोपाय. By God's Guru's grace, we are into the study of Upanishad series. We are in Taittiriya Upanishad of Taittiriya Aranyaka of this Krishna Yajurveda. We are doing the Siksha Valli. We are into the fourth Anuvaka. In this, the Medha Kamana is done from the Paramatma Omkara. And this mantra, Yaschandasam Vrisho Vaishwarupaha, has to be done as japa. That is how he concluded. If you remember, japa arthaha ete mantraha medha kamasya. The one who is desiring medhas, for him, these are the mantras to be done. Japa. And japa always is not vocally chanting, repeatedly in the mind, feeling every word, every sentence of the entire mantra. That repeated feeling the meaning is japa, not only vocally uttering or chanting. Chanting we do in the beginning to become familiar with the mantra, but once the mantra is known to us and the meaning is understood, then repeatedly asking the Lord by uttering the mantra and feeling those feelings is called as the japa. Now in this mantra, yes, we have seen sufficiently last 2-3 days. What finally asked is Shrutam me gopaya. Whatever I have heard, may that be protected. Whatever I heard should be protected. Should that be remembered by me? No, 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 no. Then we must define what is Shrutam. Exactly, it is said here. Shrutam means Shravana Purvakam Atma Jnanadikam Vijnanam. Not everything is Shrutam. Only that Vijnanam in which Atma Jnana Ityadi are told, in which Shravana Manana Nididhyasana etc. as the qualifications are the sadhanas told, they alone I must remember. Please make me remember them. See that that heard thing is protected. So Shravana Purvaka matlab Shravana Manana Nididhyasanam. Then Atma Jnana Adhika means this only Atma Jnana will come Atma Jnana is experienced, Atma Jnana Nishta is done, that Atma Jnana can be passed on to next generation. Then Vijnanam is, this is the thing worthy of knowing to be known. Therefore, these three only I must be protected with, not everything else. For this sake only, I need the Medhayas Prunotu. What is said Medha as Prajna? Prajna is a conscious being in us. There, the prajna about what is said there, and that is defined here. Prajna about what said there, Medhaya Sprunotu Amrutasya Devadharano Bhuyasam. Never forget that sentence. Amrutasya Brahmajnanasya Amrutatva Prapti Hetu Bhutasya Dharanaha Ambhuyasam. So their defined of prajna is what? Prajna defined as the Brahmajnana, which is the hetu for Amrutanubhavam. Prajna, Brahmajnanam, which is the hetu for Amrutatva Anubhava, is the one prajna which I am asking you to give me by asking the Medha. Medha means prajna, prajna means Brahmajnana, Brahmajnana is for Amrutatva Anubhava because the Brahmajnana is the hetu for the Amrutanubhava. Brahma Anubhava itself is Amrita Anubhava, but Brahma Jnana leads to Brahma Anubhava, leads to Amrita Anubhavam. That is the goal. For that only, all the things, whether it is Sharirame Visharshanam, Jivame Madhavatama, Karnabhyam Brahmishram, Puri Vishram, all of them are only for Medha. Medha is Prajna, Prajna is Brahma Jnana, Brahma Jnana is Amrutatva. Never ever forget. Then that Amrita Hetu Bhuta Brahma Jnana, how do you do that? Shravana Manana Nididhyasa. Now, the Shravana Manana Nididhyasana leads to what first before Atma Brahma Jnana? It is Atma Jnana. Therefore, through the Shravana Manana Nididhyasanam, may I have the Atma Jnana. That Atma Jnana itself is Brahma Jnana. The Brahma Jnana itself is Brahmanubhuti. For that Brahmanubhuti, which is Amrutatva Prapti, these three things I need. First is Medhaya Sprunotu, last is Shrutam Me Gopaya, in between Shariram Vicharshanam, Jihva Madhumattama, Karnabhyam Bhuri Vishru. This is the clarity you and I have to have as early as possible, in which alone we can say that we have thoroughly understood the Upanishad, the Vedanta, the Atma Vidya, the Brahma Vidya, the Adhyatmika Sadhana. And for that, we have to continuously pray to that Paramatma named as Omkara in the Vedas. Paramatma is unnamed, unformed, is beyond. But we need some alambana to call him and pray to him, express our willingness, desire. Therefore, Om is uttered. That Om is what? Om is alambana of the Lord, pratika of the Lord. He is the upalabdhi adhisthana of the Lord. He is the one who is having Parabrahma in himself. That is what said yesterday. Ki medhaya Brahmana pratikam tvai Brahma upalabhyate. Earlier what is said, the Omkara is who? Omkara is the one who is the essence of the Vedas. Chandasa, Mrishabhaha, Vishwarupaha, Chandabhyadi, Amrutat, Sambhabhuva, all of them are told. Then how he was addressed? Indraha. Indra means what? The Sarvakameshwaraha, Parameshwaraha. So this is how is the meaning of doing japa. Wherein we are while chanting only or after being thorough in chanting and literal meaning, remembering the entire thing. Addressed to whom? Oma. Om, who is he? Indra. Indra means Sarvakama, Data, Sarvakameshwara, and he is also Parameshwara. And who is this Omkara, which has come from the essence of the Vedas? Vedas themselves are Amruta. So that should give confidence and conviction about Om to be the Lord whom we have to worship on. Like Rama and Krishna also are told to us by the gurus or the elders or parents, somebody on whom we developed the faith. Then we are taking them as God and worshipping. This came in the Purana Kala. Earlier, all this, the same thing was done, but keeping the Om as the deity. That is, in this Kala, the Rama and Krishna stories are told to Rama and Bhagavatam, and thus this Mahima is told, and thus we develop devotion. In the Veda Kala, this is how it was told. What is that? Chandasa Mrishabhaha, Chandobhyadi Amrutat Sambhavuvaha. These are the ways by which the glory of the Omkara is told, so that the Mahatma is known, we develop faith in him. And we will see in the Taittiriya Upanishad only, after 7-8 Anuvakas, how Om is praised further. So Om is praised, Om is accepted as a God, Om is understood to be the bestower of what we ask him. After this conviction with full faith, now we ask the Om. What we want? Medha. Medha means prajna. Prajna means Brahmagnana. Brahmagnana means Amrutattva se hetu. And all that can be done, we know only when we the Sharira Vichashana, Jiva Madhuvatma, Karnabhya, Bhurivishnu. And again, not to forget, remembering, we are praising you further. You are Brahmana Koshos. Most important thing is God. When I asked you the Medha and specified also, and finally I'm going to ask you Shrutam Me Gopaya, please protect me in one way, that let the Shrutam be protected, that Shrutam is only Atma Jnanam, the Shrutam is only Shravana Adhikam, Shrutam is only the Brahma Jnana Vishaya, not anything else. Because any other thing heard, of that if I have the knowledge, of that if I have the information, of that if I have the memory, that itself is going to be the cover for my surrender to you further by your blessings to know the truth. This is the most essential thing said when the Shruti Mata or the Guru and Shishya both said that Medhaya Pihitaha. That Medhaya Pihitaha is a special sentence where any Medas other than Brahma Jnana Medas is the one which covers from me your own glory, your own worship, your own prayer. When I have forgotten glorifying you, worshipping you, praying to you, how will I get blessings from you? After your blessings only I get Prajna, I get Brahmajnana, I get Amrutatva. Therefore, though I am asking you protect whatever I listen, though I am asking you to give me the Medas, that is only exclusively related to Amrutatva giving the Brahmajnana only, not any other Medas. Otherwise, that Medas will be Pihitaha. That knowledge of the worldliness will cover your greatness and glory, that I will not even remember you, I will not glorify you, I will not pray to you, I will not surrender to you, I will not ask you what I have to get to. Therefore, that Medas with which you are covered, that I should forget. And that what is Medha? There, the Laukika Prajna. See, that Laukika Prajna I don't want. Because Samanya Prajna hi avidita tattvaha ityartaha. With the Samanya Prajna regarding the worldliness, the self becomes more and more away only. Because all the prajna regarding Samanya world, how much ever it may be prajna, how much ever it may be useful in the Vyavahara, remember, all of that is imaginary projection of the mind or the Maya, which is concealing, which is covering the real self. Therefore, Medhaya Pihita, by saying that, he is asking that my knowledge of Vedanta spirituality be protected from this unnecessary knowledge, Medha, of Laukika Prajna. What is the meaning of that very deeply? That Laukika Prajna should be so minimum for the sake of only and Vyavahara and Dharma. More than that, neither it should enter into me, nor I give value importance to that in such a way that my Shrutam is forgotten. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए. Whatever I heard about the Atma Jnana, in that the Shravanam I have done about the Tattva, then the Mananam I have done of the Tattva, coming to a conviction and wanting to enter into experience through Nididhyasanam, that time the only thing that troubles me is the world. Why the world is troubling? Because I have the Medha of the world. And why the Medha of the world came to me? Because my ears, my eyes, my Indriyas, my Mana, I went on exposing to that. Why did I do all that? Only one reason, Murkhata and Bevakufi. What is the Murkhata there? Not knowing that this Prajna covers your Atma Prajna, Brahma Prajna and Mukti giving Amrutatva. When this is not known, then we go on exposing our Indriyas Mana to this thing, and our entire inner Antakarana is filled with all this information, which is called here as Laukika Prajna or Medhaya Pihitaha. May it not happen. Now, here one subtle thing. What is that? It is my own strong conviction and practice also, along with the prayers and blessings from the Lord, that I will not allow my spiritual knowledge, spiritual conviction, spiritual sadhanas, spiritual commitments to be corrupted by anything that is happening around and about me, in and outside me. That is the meaning of my effort from not allowing the worldly Medha to cover the Atmajnana so that the Atmajnana is protected. Shrutamme Gopaya. It is my conviction, it is my commitment that I will not allow any worldliness to go beyond a limit into my antakarana to disturb or to agitate or to corrupt or to devalue or demoralize my spiritual conviction, spiritual sadhana. None of them should be touched by it. That way, when I am very careful. That is the other way. In Gita, 5th chapter, it is said as Sparshan Krutva Bahir Bhayahyan Chakshushtaivantare Bhruvoho. In a different language, it is said. The same thing said in Kathopanishad as Avruta Chakshuhu. कुछ भी बाहर हो रहा है आंख बंद कर लेना. What is the meaning of Avruta Chakshu, aankh band kar lena means what? Not allowing the Laukika Prajna to push away the Adhyatmika Prajna. This care if you don't take, what will happen? It is like taking all the medicine for sugar diabetes, but again eating the sugar so much that what is the use of the tablet? It will not affect. Your sugar will grow only. In the same way, we are gaining the spiritual prajna, Paramatma is the goal, this is a sadhana. Again, we are allowing the Laukika prajna to involve in us. This Laukika prajna is again and again pushing away the medha of the spiritual prajna. This is to be rectified. अब इसलिए हम पहले से कह रहे हैं, डिसाइड करो, आर यू साधका और आर यू ए संसारी. If that conviction at the very outset doesn't happen that I am a sadhaka, that also of the sadhya vastu parabrahma, then again and again our other identities, our desires, other temptations will make the laukika prajna enter us. At that time, the vishesha paramarthika prajna is covered or dissolved. Just like when you go to any place from the satsanga, that laukika prajna makes this entire spirituality forgotten only. And we take it for granted and we get habituated to that. हमको लगता है कि ऐसा ही जीना चाहिए, ऐसा नहीं होता. If we want to enter into the deepest layers of our own self, beyond all the panchakoshas, how much we have to intensely work to become withdrawn and introverted. It is so much, and that can be done only when we don't allow the outer laukika prajna to disturb us. If this is not known, then we are not knowing how our sadhanas are wasted, how our sadhanas are not becoming intense, why our sadhanas are not giving result. इस प्रश्नों का आपको जवाब नहीं मिलता अगर ये नहीं समझे तो बात. This is the point. It is everywhere, as we said, that if you want to succeed in the study, you have to keep away everything other than the study. If you want to make a good cooking at that time, everything other than cooking you have to forget. फोन में भी बात कर रहे हो, किताब भी पढ़ रहे हो, लोगों से भी बात कर रहे हो, देन कुकिंग कर रहे हो तो गड़बड़ हो जाते हैं वहां. That's the perfection. To achieve perfection, you need to be single pointed, exclusive. It is so in everything. When you drive a car, you cannot do it while doing the listening or any music. Cell phone सुनते हैं, driving मत करना, लिखा रहता है. That's how accidents happen. If in the common, ordinary, worldly affairs only, we have to be single pointed to the exclusion of everything else to do well and achieve whatever we are deciding. What to talk about the inner spiritual sadhana, where at every moment the chanchala mana, the habitually extorted mana, the mana which is forced by the vasanas inside, if this care we don't take care, how it will go on pushing outside in the world, then when will that calmness, when will be the quietness, when will be the introvertnesses, when will be the memory of those shlokas and their meaning, when do we take those meanings of the shlokas and contemplate on them and get conviction about it? After that only we try to be that. In the effort of trying to be that, which is called nididhyasanam, that experience comes to us. And now this entire process and experience, how long it will take? The time factor depends on how quickly we are protecting yourself from the laukika medha or prajna, and how intensely we are involving in this one. Actually, the time taken is what? There's no calculation at all the time taken. At this very moment, withdraw from laukika prajna and make use of the adhyatmik prajna and keep on doing shravana adhikama. Then it will lead to that experience. As much time it requires, so much if you give. Like how much time it will take from here to there reach car. Generally 4 घंटे. Remember, but it is if के साथ होता है वो. That 4 ghante, if you maintain your speed 60 or 70, then if the traffic is not too much, then if the roads are not spoiled, then if the weather is not disturbing, then if you are not parking everywhere for your tea, coffee and all, it is 4 hours. Thus, if all these are avoided, those minimum 4 hours are maximum for one to reach. In the same way, the minimum effort we have to put, we reach the experience. But that minimum time is becoming maximum because of so many pollutions, so many distractions, so many of the delays. All that is because of the Laukika Prajna. The main point said here is what? Samanya Prajnahi Avidita Tattvaha iti Purvam. Sahatvam Samanya Prajnahi Avidita Tattva iti Artaha. For those who are having the Samanya Jagat's Prajna, for them the depth will not be in the heart to have the Prajna about the Paramatma, to have the Tattva of the Paramatma. What is the Tattva of the Paramatma? Om is Paramatma. We have to pray to him. He will give us Prajna. With the Prajna, we pursue the Brahmajnana. Brahmajnana gives us Amrutatva. So all this is called a Tattva. In that we have to have conviction, in that we have to have Nishtha, in that we have to have practice. All that is wiped off if we give the value to the Samanya Laukika Prajna. मुझे परमात्मा ओम का आश्रय लेना है, उनसे प्रार्थना करना है, वो भी मेधा के लिए. दैट इज फॉर द प्रज्ञा. दैट प्रज्ञा इज ऑफ द ब्रह्म ज्ञान. द ब्रह्म ज्ञान इज अमृतत्व कारण. आई हैव टू डू ओनली दैट, ओनली दैट, ओनली दैट. Nothing else, nothing else, nothing else. Only that, only that. With this conviction, when we do, definitely result will come. But do we do that? ऐसा करना है कि भी बात पता नहीं है. दैट वाज सटलिटी वी हैव नॉट गॉट बिकॉज माइंड इज सोल्ड आउट टू लौकिक प्रज्ञा. Even we are convinced, while doing so, still if you value for the Laukika Prajna, then the mind will be pulled. That is why Samanyat Prajnahi Avidita Tattvaha. Therefore, as much general knowledge we have to succeed in the world, so much total ignorance of the world we need to have to succeed in the spiritual path. Ignorance means what? Devaluing it. Otherwise, if you go on collecting all the information about the world, it not only uh, burdens our antakarana with all the information, more so, it makes the world accepted as real more and more strongly. After which, how can the reality will be taken as real and we contemplate for it? More than that, what happens when more exposure to the world is done, more the reality given to the world, then automatically, inherently, it has a blemish in that it creates the raga, dvesha, kama, krodha, ityadi in us. Of any sort it is. Any sankalpa is kama, krodha, kamana, anything it can be. Even when you see a person, a beggar, you have seen a hotel, you have seen both of them. That beggar or the person is very hungry, so let me buy something for him and give it. It is very normal action as regard the outer work is concerned, but that is enough to disturb your mind. Your mind is filled with hotel, the beggar, the amount, the object bought, and giving him as a dana. Then you get a joy out of it. You keep on doing that only. So you become a data, you become such a good giver of bhojanam, but we never become Atmajnani. This is very important. That is why Samanya Prajnahi Avidita Tattvaha, right from beginning till the end. अविदित तत्व मतलब ऐसा एक ओमकार है, एक ब्रह्म है, इस उपनिषद से पढ़ना है, इसका ध्यान करके ब्रह्म को पाने से मुक्ति होता है. दिस आल्सो इज नॉट नोन. Basic. Then how to go about it every step, that is never known. Third, even if you have studied with the Guru, even for 10 or 20 years, still if you give value to Laukika Prajna, all this is forgotten. That's how you study Shastra for 10 years. Almost you feel so convinced about doing sadhana. Suddenly your daughter or son will call you and you go there in that Laukika Prajna. You become so much busy, Samanya Prajna. Whatever is heard is totally lost. बाकी सब imagination है. No, after finishing this responsibility, I will again take it up. These are all okay. That is the excuses. But I'm telling you the fact how that Samanya Prajna makes entire this thing is lost. This is what is in other words shown in the story, whether it's of Pururava, whether it's a story of Vishwamitra, whether it's a story of Jadabharata. all of them, their that Medha of the Atma Jnana Prajna was lost or looted by Laukika Prajna. You know that Bharatji sat for meditation on the Brahma with all the knowledge and conviction. Suddenly the deer came. The mother deer having the child in the stomach. That some lion tiger attacked. It jumped in the water to save. The child fell here. The mother fell in the water, flew with the water and died. Now this Anatha Bacha, the small deer, this Bharatji, with all his good qualities and innocence only, started taking care of her. Now you understood the proof for this sentence, that even good qualities are obstruction for spiritual sadhana. Good qualities are only to eliminate the bad qualities, not to continuously get caught up in them. He was caught up. He took care of it. It started giving it food. He started protecting it from all other animals. In all that, there is no swartha. He was only goodwill. But even that was sustaining his ego, his extrovertedness, his value to the other jiva. All of that put together, his spiritual prajna was eliminated. आउटकम देखो, फाइनल रिजल्ट. ही नेवर डिड एनीथिंग रॉन्ग देयर. सब बढ़िया ही काम कर रहे थे, लेकिन स्लोली स्लोली हाउ मच इंपॉर्टेंट इट बिकेम that his attention was only on that, and to such an extent that his puja meditation he was doing only when that stupid deer was in his lap. Same will be Pururava's story today, we will see in Bhagavatam. If that fellow goes out of sight, he was so disturbed, agitated कि इसको किसने खाया होगा करके, he used to give up his meditation and go for that stupid fellow. He was so much distracted and finally he died only to become a deer because he was meditating on that. See that relation of that story and what is said in Upanishad and all that, how pakka it is the information which has to become conviction to us. And that is a level of Upanishad. That's why everybody doesn't deserve to come here, doesn't dare to come here. Even if he comes, they don't have the ability or guts or fortune to continue to stay here. They will run away. They are pushed away because they are not qualified. Only few of us are able to listen because Bhagwan considers we are qualified at least to gather information. आगे की बात भगवान जाने. This is called a japa of this mantra. Again and again chanting and feeling that strongness in me. My Lord, my Omkara, my Ishvara, my Indra, my Sarva Kameshwara, Parameshwara. Please bless me with the chance and opportunity of Shravanadi regarding Atmavastu, and also bless me that heard knowledge is Gopaya protected in me. I never forget. Let that knowledge get converted into prajna. For that medhas is required. Please give me medhas. Let that prajna in me lead to the contemplation meditation where I get the Brahmajnanam. That is the Amrutatva Prapti. And for that, what is another obstacle is the Sharira and Vani, etc. Therefore, Sharira Vicharshanam, Jiva Madhumatama, Karna Bhuri Vishwa. A complete, beautiful thought and prayer it is. There is no better prayer and complete prayer than this. Karmendriya, Jnanendriya, Antakarana is taken care. Guru Upasana has taken care. Ishvara Upasana is taken care. What is the goal to be reached? It is taken care. What are the means that is taken care? In that what I have to do, that is also told. And what is the contribution of Guru and Shastra and Bhagavan in that? That also is told. And how we have to pray, that also is told. Itna complete hai ye mantra. I am fascinated. Yesterday I chanted 540. Today my target also is 540. You do it. Make it as much as possible. It will help you. And because of the result of that only, see, all this was remembered and explained. Because in that Medha Kamana is there, Srutam Me Gopaya is there. There were all that long back heard Bhagavat, everything. Bhagavan is making us remember. नहीं तो नहीं होता, उनकी कृपा नहीं तो. And it is helping us to get stronger in our knowledge. Sutam me gopaya. Now with this, our Medha Kamana Japartha mantra is over. So let us give a stop to it by once chanting, after which we enter into the Homa mantras for the propitiation of again the Lord Omkara to be blessed by him with the Shree or the Sampada or the wealth. Both are required. And we have given a lot of introduction yesterday. We will do little bit now also and enter into the thing. Before that, once please chant Om Yaschandasam Rushabha Vishwaropaha Chandobhyodhyamrutat Sambhavova Samendra Medhaya Sprunoto Amrutasya Devadharano Bhoyasam Shariram Me Vicharshanam जिह्वा मे मधुमत्तमा कर्णाभ्यां भूरिविश्रुवं ब्रह्मणः कोशोऽसि मेधया विहितः श्रुतं मे गोपाय ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः. Now you can make a questionnaire of 20 questions and you find the answers for them to clearly understand this Yaschandasa mantra. Like the questionnaire is, this prayer is addressed to whom? Question 1, Om. Question number 2, who and what is Om? In that answer A, Chandasam Rishabhaha, B, Vishwarupaha, C, Chandobhyadi Amruta Sambhavaha, D, Indraha, E, Sarvakameshwara, F, Parameshwara. Then the question number 1, what is he asked with Sprunotu? Medhaya. Question next, what is Medha? Prajna. What is the meaning of Prajna? In memory, concentration and all that. And this Medha or Prajna, which is in general memory and concentration of what? Which is the next line. Let this Prajna be used only for He Deva Amrutasya Dharana. अमृत तत्व का धारण के लिए प्रज्ञा चाहिए, बाकी किसके लिए नहीं. प्रज्ञा मीन्स योर इन्फॉर्मेशन, योर नॉलेज. दैट्स व्हाट आई टोल्ड यू अदर डे. द मेडिकल प्रज्ञा, the political prajna, all of them are prajnas. Prajna is a common thing. Whichever the field you use, you become prajnaman in that field. Chori, prajna. Dakaiti, prajna. Terrorism, prajna. Harming others, prajna. Arts, prajna. Commerce, prajna. Eating, prajna. Business, prajna. All the common thing is ability called prajna. Wherever you use it, you will be becoming prajnaman in that. So here prajna is asked immediately. Which prajna? Immediately said. Amrutasya dharanaha prajna bhuyasam. Let me be given the prajna by which I become the dharaka of the amruta. Amruta is brahmajnana. Brahmajnana is hetu of the amrutatva. Therefore that only I have to have. So this will make a questionnaire. What is asked for Vicharshanam and why? What is asked for Madhumattama and why? And what is asked for Bhuri Vishrum and why? Question and answer. And again, how Brahman or Omkara is addressed. Brahmanaha Koshosi. And what is that which is covering the Brahman from us, which is a sheath for Parabrahma. Sorry, which is covering the Omkara from us, which is sheath for Parabrahma. That's called Medhaya Medha. What is Bhashyakara's Bhashya for that? What is the meaning of Shrutam? What is the meaning of Gopaya? And the entire mantra is what? Japartha eti mantra Medha Kamasya. That's become thorough at least of one mantra, and this is what I recommend for you. Next one also equally important. In fact, I know after telling the second one, you will do the second one first. But the Shankara Bhagavan to danda मार के कहते हैं पहला पहले वाला कर बाद में दूसरा वाला. So with this we have done with our Medha Kamana. Now Shree Kama. In this beautiful mantra also, again Omkara Bhagavan is addressed to bless us with Shree. And all details are given again in that. Very beautiful and very enchanting, which sorts out some of the confusions which we have regarding the management between the spiritual sadhana, Medha Prajna and the wealth. एक जगह तो कहते हैं कि न कर्मणा न प्रजया न धनेना. That means should we become the pauper, daridra, having nothing else? No. Always remember, dhana having is never a problem. Then having dhana should not become a problem. That dimag humko hona chahiye. When you detach from the dhana, when you make right use of the dhana for your own spiritual goal and pursuit, that is so good, so required it is also. Without dhana, आजकल तो काम होता ही नहीं. Sinte dhana moolam idam jagat. What you have to learn from Bhagavan Narayana is that only. He has got Sri Devi, Bhudevi, and yet his Brahmajnana is not disturbed by them. With Sri Devi and Bhudevi, he is doing all his leela of managing the entire show of the world. So all those small little doubts will be answered here in this mantra. First thing is, let us chant that entire second portion of this fourth anuvaka of this Sri Kamana. Om Kurva. कहाँ तो श्रुतम में गोपाया हो गए ना. From Avahanti, let us chant. Avahante vitanvana. I'll do it 2 times. Second time is as if for you. So you can do it as a repetition. Avahante vitanvana. Avahante vitanvana. Kurvana chiramatmanaha. Kurvana chiramatmanaha. Vasagam simamagavascha. Vasagam simamagavascha. Annapane cha sarvada. Annapane cha sarvada. Tato me shriyamavaha. Tato me shriyamavaha. Lomasham pashubhe sahasvaha. Lomasham pashubhe sahasvaha. Amayantu brahmacharina swaha. Amayantu brahmacharina swaha. Vimayantu brahmacharina swaha. Vimayantu brahmacharina swaha. Pramayantu brahmacharina swaha. Pramayantu brahmacharina swaha. Damayantu brahmacharina swaha. Damayantu brahmacharina swaha. Shamayantu brahmacharina swaha. Shamayantu brahmacharina swaha. Yashojane sani swaha. Yashojane sani swaha. Shreyan vasya sosani swaha. Shreyan vasya sosani swaha. Tantva bhaga pravishani swaha. Tantva bhaga pravishani swaha. Samabhaga pravisha swaha. Samabhaga pravisha swaha. Tasmin sahasrashake. Tasmin sahasrashake. Nibhagahan tvayi mruje swaha. Nibhagahan tvayi mruje swaha. Yatapa pravatayante. Yatapa pravatayante. Yathamasa aharjaram. Yathamasa aharjaram. Evam mam brahmacharinah. Evam mam brahmacharinah. Dhatarayantu sarvata swaha. Dhatarayantu sarvata swaha. Prativeshosi pramabhahi pramapadyasva. Prativeshosi pramabhahi pramapadyasva. Now once more, no repetition, एक ही बार. Slowly, आराम से. Now remember today day is 15th June. So on today's day, we have done chanting. So any day you want, you refer the YouTube for yourself to listen and chant. Learn the chanting. If you're already masters, nothing like that. Very good. Now, Om Avahante vitanvana. Kurvana chiramatmanaha. Vasagam simamagavascha. Annapane cha sarvada. Tato me shriyamavaha. Lomasham pashubhe sahasvaha. Amayantu brahmat. Amayantu brahmacharina swaha. Vimayantu brahmacharina swaha. Pramayantu brahmacharina swaha. Damayantu brahmacharina swaha. Shamayantu brahmacharina swaha. Yashojane sani swaha. Shreyan vasya sosani swaha. Tantva bhaga pravishani swaha. Samabhaga pravisha swaha. तस्मिन् सहस्रशाखे निभगाहन्त्वयि मृजे स्वाहा यथापः प्रवतायन्ते यथा मासा अहर्जरम् एवं मां ब्रह्मचारिणः धातरायन्तु सर्वतः स्वाहा प्रतिवेशोऽसि प्रमाभाहि प्रमापद्यस्व. When you do one day completely, 2-4 घंटे, keep a target of 100, 200, you will be familiar. I told you the other day, the foreign language of English, if you are able to learn and master, why not the language of the God and the heart and Hinduism, Sanatana Dharma, the Sanskrit? It will come when you give value and do the practice of it. Okay, now we will do this mantra. The first I will say the literal meaning, same thing is in the Bhashya, so that it becomes 2 times. Thus, we become thorough in about what is said in this mantra also. So, avahanti. These are all the adjectives to the SHREE. Oh Lord, please bless me with that SHREE, with these lakshanas, with these contents. मेरे को श्री को दे दो जो इन लक्षण वाला है और इन कंटेंट्स वाला है. तो avahanti, the one which arrives, vitanvana, which goes on growing and being spent properly. That is called avahanti and vitanvana. Continuously inflow of the wealth and continuously right use of the wealth, because which the wealth gained is going on growing only, not reducing. That is meaning of vitanvana. We will see again the meaning. Because I am telling literally, when we go through Bhashyam, and every word we try to give the due value by trying to explain it. तो आवाहंती आती रहने वाली, वितनवाना स्प्रेड होते हुए, बढ़ते हुए, स्पेंड होने वाली, ग्रोइंग एंड स्पेंडिंग. देन कुर्वाणा. Kurvana means that which should do this to me. That Sri should do this to me. What it should do? Avahanti, Vitanvana, and also Achiram. Very soon. Not मरने के बाद LIC की तरह मैं क्या करूँ उससे, पूरा डाल दिया, इसका अर्थ क्या? You will not get it. Nobody does life insurance if they are intelligent. They should do health insurance better. लाइफ इंश्योरेंस मरने के बाद और किसी को मिलेगा, उसका मेरा क्या संबंध है मरने के बाद? Whose children, whose father, who? All this is natak only. If at all there are children, give them knowledge, give them the guidelines. They will grow, not by giving wealth and destroying them. Therefore, posthumous wealth, मैं क्या करूँ? Achiram. Then what sort of the health? Vasamsi, clothes. Gavaha, the cattle or the cows, etc. Then Gavaha, Annapane, good food and drinks. Shriyam Avaha. Therefore, all that Shri which brings all this to me, may it come to me. And again, I am specifying. If I have missed out the list, Lomasham, let all the animals which have got the wool, etc. Pashubihi Saha, and also other cattle. Even if I have not put in the list, you know it because I don't know. You must give everything to me. That's the meaning of Pashubihi. Now, unmentioned also you give me. And when I said unmentioned, but don't give me the Hathi and Oont again, which I can't maintain. If you give them, then give wealth also to maintain them. That ask goes without saying. You have to be intelligent enough in trying to understand in between. उपनिषद में क्या होता है ना, सेंटेंसेस 2 ही होते हैं, बट इन बिटवीन 1000 सेंटेंस होते हैं. In between those 2 sentences, there will be 1000 sentences you have to understand. There is a depth and greatness of the Upanishad Rishis and those type of students of that time that उनको सूत्र बोल दो, पूरा व्यास रूप में समझ लेते थे. But we need to explain. Some explain करेंगे, बाकी left your homework. So then it is said ki Lomasham Pashubihi. Then it is said Ayantu Mam Brahmacharinaha. Let brahmacharis come to me. These are all the earlier said was the animal resources as well as the gross money etc. resource. In this entire portion, the human resources are asked. And they are exclusively by the Guru for himself in his ashrama, for its maintenance and for the spread of the Brahma Vidya. He is asking the brahmacharis to come. This is also wealth. And for others, what is the wealth meaning of the brahmachari? The helpers, the servant, the subordinates, the friends. Who brahmachari means the one who is less responsible, otherwise, to be responsible for your work. That's why in every organization, the main core workers are brahmacharis. You take VHPs, you take RSS, you take RK mission, you take Chinmaya mission. Anywhere you go, those who work are the brahmacharis. Even the non-Swami brahmachari also, वो कहीं गृहस्थ आश्रम एंटर नहीं करते हुए they serve. Or those who serve, they keep away or they leave and come. Only when they do that, they can totally dedicate. Some exclusive cases are there where both wife and husband, both of them work. Oh, hai exceptions. But in general, the brahmachari means the one who doesn't have his own extra added responsibilities. Because once you are grasta, then wife and children, you have to take care of them once you enter into that. Then that definitely takes away time and energy. Then you can't serve the guru or do your own sadhana or serve any organization completely. That's how the meaning of brahmachari you have to accept. For the guru, it is absolutely brahmachari's karma. And which type of brahmachari? Vimayantu. Viyantu it is called as. Then prayantu. Then damayantu. Then shamayantu. These are the types of brahmacharis come to me. Each this quality adds to the quality of the brahmachari who is expecting. Like when you ask for a servant, you don't ask servant koi bhi bhej do. You tell कि नीट एंड क्लीन एंड टाइडी होना है, ऑनेस्ट एंड लॉयल होना है, टाइम पे आना है, हार्ड वर्क करना है, वॉट एवर यू गिव उससे खुश होना है. ही शुड गेन माई ट्रस्ट एंड आई शुड ट्रस्ट दैट पर्सन. हाउ मेनी qualifications you put there? If you don't like it twice a day, they have to come, this is the money I give them. And this much age they have to be, they cannot be more age, when मेरे को उनका सेवा करना पड़ेगा. To young also, if you take them, they are either lazy or they are distracted. Selecting the staff is a very intelligent job. These ayantu, yantu, prayantu, then damayantu, shamayantu are all like the interviews done by the job bosses to select the employees for their company. ऐसे थोड़ी देते किसी को जॉब, बाद में हाथ पछताना पड़ेगा. एवरीवेयर इट इज सो. जब शादी होती है ऐसे थोड़ी कर देते हैं बेटे का लड़की से. पूरा क्रेडेंशियल्स बैग एवरीथिंग यू सी इट. बट बिफोर यू चेक ऑल दैट ए प्रेयर इज डन. फर्स्ट ऑल मेरे लड़के के लिए ऐसे लड़की हो जाए करके यू डू द संकल्प, यू डू द प्रेयर. दैट इज व्हाट इज डन हियर. Sankalpa and prayer, that this type of brahmachari should come to me, who are assets to me, not a tension and liability. They create tension to me, worries to me. And this is a prayer. And in that qualification which are said are so beautiful, which we are going to discuss while doing the Bhashyam. Everything thoroughly studied, nothing is left. Bhashya bhi padhenge, mantra bhi padhenge, pura feel bhi karenge, like we felt that Yaschanda Samrushabaha, before that Shanno Mitra. We have spent time, but we have done justice also. If you don't spend the time, you can't do justice for the lecture or for the meaning of it. And if you cannot do justice to Upanishad study, which opportunity for which we have got it, then we are cheating ourselves only. That is why. So then, Yashojane Sani, may I become very famous in among the people. That is also one of the desire. Then comes Shreyan Vasyasosani. I become the richer than the richer than the richer than the richest person of the whole world. That is written there. Vasyasaha Shreyan. There's nobody should be more richer than me. That is the desire in the Upanishad. That is Vedanta. That is Indian tradition and culture. It is not a beggar Hindu matlab bhik mangte ja raha hai. That too much of beggary is Gautama Buddha and those people have brought. Bhagwan Shankara talked about sannyasa for the exclusive experience of the truth as well as doing the prachara. But remember, that way was sannyasi, otherwise he is also very rich. That he has established all the ashramas, in that so many disciples were there. अरे उनको मेंटेन करने के लिए पैसे खाना चाहिए था ना. उसका हिसाब किताब का लिखा नहीं है. Therefore we think that it's like that. Otherwise to run any of the organization establishment, wealth तो चाहिए ही. So now even with his Kanakadana Stotra invoked the wealth for that lady older, do you think he was pauper with himself or what? He did not use it for him. That's what the wealth for, not for me, for the service. That will be the whole thing that will be explained anyway. So he says, Shreyan Vasti Soha Asani. Sani matlab मैं हो जाऊं. Asani matlab मैं बनूं. May I become richer than the richest. Then the last two are most important. Tantva bhaga pravishani swaha. Hey bhaga tam tva pravisha. That you enter into me. Then sama bhaga pravisha. No. Tantva bhaga pravishani. Me enter into you and become one with you. So to you enter into me and become one with me. So that we are one. All these prayers are addressed to Omkara only. Adhikara. Context is Om only. Now, to this prayer of the ancient Vedic period, in today's world, whatever the additions you have to do, you can do it. Because wealth is not the same as that time it was required. Today it is different thing. But whatever the thing that are required, you can ask. Those days the Pashu cattle were asked. Nowadays you go, Gadiya wangenge hum. That time Brahmacharya asked. This time all the helping assistants, personal secretaries, PAs, students. Understood? थोड़ा आजकल के दिन में be attentive to serve the world, to do service by which our antakarna is purified. Whatever the wealth is required, we must ask for. In this regard, only one thing I say is what every day in every temple of India, so much of great function should happen. For that, whatever the wealth is required, the Lord should provide. हर दिन हर मंदिर में अति दिव्य रूप से सुबह से शाम तक कार्यक्रम इतना हो जाए कि सारे ऋषिमुनि देवता मंडली along with Bhagwan are very much in that temple every day. That much wealth must be there for the spiritual organizations. So too the organizations which are social selfless. Even for the nation, we should have so much of wealth that ready to give to all those who are, because of some reason, are poor in the world. And India is always like that. Bharata Mata was not only the giver of spirituality to the universe, it was the giver of the wealth also. We were always rich in jnanam as well as dhanam. That is, how do you say, Swamiji? They go, in India, when these type of mantras are there, yes, Chandasa Marushabha for the jnanam, and then Shree Kama mantras, AAVAHANTI Vitanvana, definitely all the time the country is rich. इंडिया का ऋषियों का प्रेयर का शक्ति इतना होता था कि oceans used to pull wave out from their own depths all the jewels, diamonds, etc. onto the banks. ये इतने आपने सूक्ष्म पोएट्री में कहीं सुना होगा कि oceans were overwhelmed so much that they used to throw out the wealth of the diamonds onto the earth, telling them, "ले लो भाई दे रहा हूँ." The ocean is called a Ratna Garbha. It has got so many ratna in its garbha. It just throws. Like the 3-4 days back news कि some करोड़ों वाला सोना का एक जहाज जो 70-160 में डूबा है पानी में, और भी थोड़ा पता चल रहा है उसका. That is human made. In that war 1760 French Revolution में it got sunk there. But more than that, ocean has more wealth than on the earth. Please remember it. The wealth in the ocean is more than the wealth on the earth, inside the earth. Har tarah ka. What are the minerals, golds, diamonds, you say they are. Oceans used to throw the wealth. Bhumata also used to give everything. Power of these mantra of the Vedas. Therefore, we were rich, not only giving wisdom, we were rich in all the luxuries and comforts. They were both extremes were there at that time. Extremely rich people, so much wealth that they can take care of the entire country. And the other side, extremely everything given up sannyasis for the sake of Paramatma. Not the beggars. Sannyasis. Sannyasis are those who are not beggars, who are by choice gave up everything. Because they understood, na prajaya na karamana dhanena tyaga nekena amrutva manush. They are focusing on the inner wealth of Paramatma, which is so sublime, for that all the outer gross has to be given up. Therefore, they gave up and reached inside. Those people used to be there. Extreme Bhikshu Sannyasi or extremely rich people. And those rich people take care of everyone. They were never dearth of any things. There's a poverty. Bharata Mata means that. Because of this jnanam, because of these good qualities, because of the invocation to the Lord through the upasanas, yajna, हमेशा हर चीज full होता था. But it's being looted not by outsiders. Outsiders have looted because we have looted by our own wisdom, our own protection of our nation. हम खुद ही अपने आप को बचाने का भूल गए, इसलिए दूसरे आकर लूट करते हैं. Every time remember, today we will see na which text is that Pururava Upakhyanam. After scolding Urvashi and himself so much, toward the end he says only one thing: after all, what is her mistake? There is no mistake of ours, it is my mistake only. In the same way, nobody troubles us. We only are foolish, allow others to dominate us. Whether it's the people, whether it's other religions, whether it's other governments, whether any of the policies, by the way. That's all we are saying to say, that we were always rich also monetarily, we were rich in wisdom also. That is how we have to grow in both Jnana Sampada as well as Bhautika Sampada. Never ever compromise. And the poverty of Bhautika Sampada again makes us slaves. We cannot enter into slavery, India. No, we will not allow. That's why we pray for the wealth of the entire nation. Har din I pray, let the country be rich so much that we support others. We should not become a beggars. And also in the Jnana Sampada. That's how so many are praying. Therefore, we are sustaining. Not now like earlier 20 साल पहले भीख मांगते थे हम अमेरिका को IMF को. You know, in the years 1979-80, India was the top in taking loans from IMF. हाँ, बहुत स्लोगन होता था एक. What is that? Till that time, we were winning 6 World Cups or 8 World Cups in hockey. And that time we lost. We were in the last position. Then the slogan was, हाकी में अधमस्थान और बाकियों में प्रथम स्थान. बाकी मतलब जो बाकी है, जो लोन है. First in that, last in this. That the paper and news पढ़ते थे. But now it is not so. So many are working. So much of the output is being done by every government. Everybody has become dynamic, active. दिखता नहीं है लेकिन इतना मेहनत हो रहा है. Spiritual prayers are going on, Yajna is going on, the intellectual thinking is going on, and hard work also is going on. That's why you see petrol become 110, but थोड़ा फर्क पड़ता है, but लोग going on. 200 रुपए तेल होता है, people are managing. You see that capacity purchasing grown. That is the result of, that's how the country should be. हमेशा रिच ही रहना है, whole देश भी, और we all individually also. Clear? In short, this is the meaning. Now, one by one, by sentence, we see. Om. I am telling you now from the Bhashya. Avahanti vitanvana. This is the first 2 words we have to understand. What is the meaning of avahanti? Avahanti means anayanti. What is anayanti? Let Omkara Paramatma bring the SHREE to me. This avayanti, anayanti is the present continuous tense. Not that the wealth came and stopped. The avahanti means wealth is going on coming. Or coming on coming. You know why people prefer the government job is only for this reason, that you go to office or not, but wealth goes on coming to you every month. In your account the salary falls, salary comes even after retirement, only from last 5-6 years, because the times change, the policies have to change, that they are not giving pension, some lump sum amount is given, and that's all. Because itni abadi बढ़ रही है, it cannot be burden for, because of lot of funny things are done, especially in the army sector and also in the Islam Muslim sector. They marry at the age of 80 the 25 years girl. Now, this fellow died at the 80 and his pension will come to her. Then for 70 more years, the India has to pay pension to them. These are all intricacies which you don't know. Some of you know it. I don't want to reveal all of that. It was becoming such a huge burden on the economy. So did the army. At the age of 20, they join, 40, they retire. 40 years, India has to give them the pension. And they are get again salary in some other job, ex-servicemen. We don't mind people becoming rich, but not at the cost of the country. How can it? It's a burden, no? No, these are all economical policies which happen. You know it better than me. कोई बंदा 3 3 शादियां करता है तो दे विल गेट 3 times pension from the खजाना of the nation. That all was well thought. They just change the policy, lump sum de do bas chukta. Now there is no government servant who gets a pension every month wala. That's good for the nation. Then it makes him intelligent to save the money. No, I'm just telling all that only to say avahanti means always there should be the source of income continuously. Inflow should be there. He is the intelligent person who plans in such way. Whatever the money comes, the investments in variety ways by which always there should be arrival of the money. Account में पैसे गिरता ही रहना चाहिए हर महीना बस. The one who makes that policy is intelligent. You know it, no? If the inflow is not there, how much over the balance is there, it keeps on going, going, going. One day the balance will be zero. That is why the importance is given to avahanti first. आता रहे, आता रहे, आता रहे. Avahanti. And the wealth keeps on coming only when you keep on working. That goes without saying. Those lines we have to study. एंड भगवान को हम प्रार्थना करते हैं तो सीधा पैसे फेंकते नहीं वो. टू दैट ओल्ड लेडी भगवान शंकर ने कहा आ गया, बाकी सबको जितना काम करो उतना पैसा. देयरफॉर व्हेन यू आस्क मनी, लॉर्ड विल गिव जॉब, नॉट मनी. यू डू द जॉब, देन मनी इज गिवन. Otherwise, everybody asks money, Lord gives money, then who will work? Is it not? Instead of asking for money, you should ask for the job. When you do the job, money will anyway come. Or if you ask for money, God gives job, do that. Otherwise, money will not come. इसका ये संबंध. Therefore, avahanti, clear? Inflow of the money should be always there. आता रहना, continuous, continuous. All in a positive manner, by God's grace, by dharma, by our own hard work. That's how people earn good money and they put in the bank. एक जमाना होता था 12-13% देते थे, अभी 3.5-4 को हो गया. They have increased the loans of the bank, etc. But I thought कि those who have deposited उनका भी थोड़ा percentage बढ़ेगा. तो बुद्धू लोग वो नहीं कर रहे. See, when you are taking more interest from those who take loan from you, those who have deposited money in you, उनको भी ज़्यादा देना चाहिए ना. Because you are giving to the loan from the money which is invested by the deposit, the account is, जो बैंक में जिनकी खाता है उनके पैसे तो लोन दे रहे हो ना. अब वहां से ले रहे हो तो इनको भी देना चाहिए. देखो नहीं दे रहे. Let us see, at least 1, 2, 3% it should grow. Then the people see the economic system in India का ऐसा कॉर्नरिंग करने वाला हो गया, which is very essential, where the people are becoming highly intelligent and all. करना ही पड़ता है. How they are cornering is what? You have to work, you have to earn money, and you cannot have more money, you cannot have black money. That is how a correct policy of the nation, by which nation will have more money to serve in general wherever required. Otherwise, all the disparities of black money put in Swiss bank and so much, and India is in poverty and nobody has got money. Now everything is transparent. Who is working where, how much money he has got, and how much tax can be put on that. All these connected. Your other card, your banks, it's a very high level of. It's called honest. It's called dharma. Economic dharma is this. And one more thing should be added is what? When the government is taking money as tax, they should also reciprocate by providing due services. उसमें प्रॉब्लम क्या होता है ना, it government is having plans to do service, but the people who have to work, they are dishonest, they are lazy. अब वो फिर लोगों के हाथ में है ना, मेरा देश के लिए मेरा गवर्नमेंट ऐसा प्लान करके मुझे काम करने को कह रहा है तो मैं करूंगा. प्रधानमंत्री cannot do all works are done by we all. Here is the thing which is lacking. And if the people are that way educated also to be patriotic, to implement all the plans made by the government to serve the praja, then we'll never have the economic problem or any problem. That's the total integration between all the three, the divine power, the ruling government, and also praja. सबके बीच में coordination है, तो nobody can stop the prosperity. Nobody can stop the progress. These are all the things. You know all this better than me. मैं क्या थोड़ा ऐसे बता रहा हूँ आपको, as if you don't know. आप तो महात्मा हो इन चीजों में. So avahanti is one word, but so much of load in that. You know, any organization, spiritual, inflow of the money is not there. आगे बढ़ेगा नहीं. And in 4 or 5 places where I was staying, I was telling the people, and they have decided not to listen to Swami. Therefore, what can I do? He never ever spend the money more than what you are earning. They never listened. They have spent more than earned money. They're all in the loans now. भीख मांग रहे लोगों को. How remember, the people giving people are very less, and your expenses have become more. Then what will you do? You will get distracted from the purpose for which the organization or the place started. I know, I tell you, it is so funny a situation. They didn't listen only. I was telling them, whatever the money the people are giving, 40-50% you spend in construction, remaining put in bank. Maintain करते रहो, धीरे धीरे develop करना. Never ever the building development is the goal of samstha. The building the people is goal. The people are running away because whoever are coming, you are asking money. Never ever spend more than what is earned. That is the worst quality, worst management in the world, which was so much in the West, now has spread all over the world. Spending money more than what we earn, that stupid quality is called as the credit card system, which is absolute wrong. What is credit card? पैसे है ही नहीं बैंक में, ऑलरेडी खर्च कर दी. There is no बेवकूफ़ी than this, according to the higher economic policies. चाणक्य का अर्थशास्त्र वगैरह पढ़ो तो उसमें नहीं होता कि पहले अर्न करने से पहले स्पेंड करो. So that any new important work comes, you have no money, though there is a money, because it's not your money, because you already spent it. Credit card system is wrong. But people are addicted to that. And that's how suddenly the job gone, the money has not come, you all already spent the money, then all the क्या कहते हैं जब्त किया जाता है सब. Avahanti. If you have 100 rupees earning, you should think only 60 it is. 40 you have to save. चाहे जितना भी करके. Then only the money yours will be staying more, you will have a security. Then you can make right thinking to use it rightly. This is also part of life, Baba. Intelligence इसके लिए भी होना चाहिए. Avahanti, done. Second is Vitanvana. Vitanvana is such a beautiful word. What is Vitanvana? Vistarayanti. Why Vitanvana Vistarayanti? Because Tanotehe tat karmatvatu. Tanoho is a word from that Vistarayanti word came, Vitanvana. Therefore, we have told it as Vistara. This is grammatical language. You need not worry about it. Vitanvana meaning, if you know, that is enough. Vitanvana Vistarayanti means what? A wealth which is coming to me, it should have two things. One, it should go on growing and keep on being spent in right purpose. Keep on coming is different from go on growing. आ रहा है, बढ़ भी रहा है, क्योंकि कुछ लोगों को आता ही रहता है, like every month salary, but doesn't grow because they are spending within 20 days only whatever the money. So Vitanvana is equal to important that it is keep on growing only. Every year if you see, your bank balance should grow. And गफलत करके नहीं, अधर्म करके नहीं, कि टैक्स एवेड करके नहीं, ब्लैक मनी नहीं. properly only with intelligence. There are ways. Never ever imagine it has become a trend कि गलत करो तो ही पैसे होते हैं, झूठ बोलो तो ही काम होता है. Into this wrong conviction we are all have come to. It's not so. That's absolutely wrong. In fact, the money earned and work accomplished honestly is more rich and rewarding and satisfying than the wrong means. We have to change it. Teaching the children, educate करना है उनको. सबके मन ना पाप और भय से भरा है आज. बिना पाप नहीं रह सकता हूं तो वो कर ही जा रहे हैं, और भय है ही पकड़ेंगे, पकड़ा जाएंगे. Why that nonsense? Be honest, be transparent, be clear and enjoy life. Oh, in fact, it's a very important point. So, Vitanvana means let it go on growing, developing. And second meaning of Vitanvana is only when the money is growing, when it is not used, channelized, when it gets stagnant, then it invites the negative thoughts of people around. Therefore, Vitanvana Vistarayanti means what? Let that wealth be used for the right purposes wherever it is required. That dynamic way of living is called society. That's how the worlds are made beautiful. काम करते गए, पैसे कमाते गए, उसका सद्विनियोग करते गए, उसको बढ़ाते बढ़ाते ही. Some of the countries which have grown in very short span, they follow this. They know the sources of earning, they know the techniques are developing, they know the right place of investing it, investing, then they are very great, very good. There are some nations, छोटे छोटे देश हैं, बहुत समझदार है वहाँ के economists. So let the Shree be Avahanti, Shree, let the Shree be Vitanvana Shree. So we are addressing Omkara to give us the Shree. Which is Shree? Which is Avahanti, which is Vitanvana. Avahanti, Vitanvana are the adjectives of the Shree, or the qualities or qualifications of the Shree. So that wealth which goes on coming, that wealth which goes on growing, that wealth which goes on being rightly useful or used. सो यार गिव मी वेल्थ ग्रो द वेल्थ, ये तो है ही. तीसरी बात ये भी पूछ रहे हैं, ऐसा दिमाग भी दो कि दिस वेल्थ इज यूजलेस, बिकॉज सारे पैसे उसको यूज नहीं किया तो क्या फायदा. इट इज लाइक दैट भिक्षु इन दैट भिक्षु गीता, दैट ब्राह्मण. He was earning as a vyapari, but he was not spending money for his own food and medicine. Everybody looted away from him. Then nobody cared him. Then देखो भिखारी बन गया. Luckily, because of Brahman and earlier samskaras were there, he became such a great sadhu ज्ञानी. That's okay. सब लोग ऐसे बनते नहीं सोचना. हाँ मैं जी, मैं ऐसे पैसे कमा के किसी को दूंगा नहीं ताकि लोग मेरी पिटाई करेंगे, मैं भी साधु भिक्षु बनूंगा. उसके लिए you should have the all samskaras of Shastra Vedanta of many lives. That is very rare people will have that, not everyone. You understand it? If it is not wealth stagnant, not rightly used also is not right. He will be born as a serpent or snake next life. Because serpents always sit on the wealth. What is the meaning of it? Neither they spend it nor they allow others to take. सांप का वो काम होता है. And in the olden days, they used to put that mantrita samp there. And that mantra is given secretly to the next generation. So through that mantra, they send the samp away, then the wealth they take. These are all those days of techniques and code language, and ऐसा होता था उन दिनों में. दूसरे आते हैं उस धन लेने को, the samp will lasso them. These are all very many stories. Anyway, so Vitanvana is understood, growth of the wealth and right investment of the wealth. And this is at your own subjective domestic level. So too at the national level also. And like all the natural resources and money, they saved is equal to earned. Oil saved is oil earned. Petrol saved is petrol earned. Money saved is money earned. Is it not? Save karna bhi arne. Pani saved is pani created. Anything saving is equivalent to creating only. Therefore, the safety of that thing. Vitanvana. And spend rightly. Don't spend in the wrong channel. आप देखो हर दिन खाने का जो रिच घरों में लोग होता है, कितना पैसा वेस्ट करते हैं. दे ऑर्डर ऑनलाइन 2,000 रुपये, 1,000 का खाते, 1,000 का फेंकते हैं. So that is misuse. Every month they go shopping and buy 10 dresses. And they in the house leave only the inners only. Then why have you bought them? Stupid fellow. It is all wealth wasting only. On so many things people are wasting money. Common sense nahi hai. Let that be used for the people who are in need. Then you get lot of punya. That is the meaning of vitanvana. This my father taught me. We have learnt all that. Baba. कोई चीज वेस्ट नहीं करना. सेकंड हो गया. नाउ थर्ड वन इज व्हाट? तनोते है तत्कर्मात्वाद. देन कुर्वाणा. कुर्वाणा मीन्स निर्वर्तयन्ति. So that wealth, the Omkara should bless me with the wealth. Which wealth is doing this arrival of, that Shree is doing this job of arrival into my life, avahanti, then growing and being spread. Kurvanti is doing like this. So avahanti kurvana and avahanti kurvana, vitanvana kurvana, Shree is the one I want from you. That is the meaning of it. Then achiram kurvana, achiram is the word. The achiram word is used or explained in both opposite meanings. Wonderful. What he says, achiram is equal to achiram. Achiram is not delayed, means kshipram. But why chi? What is there? Chandasaha dirgaha. I told you long back, in the Vedas, some words are that way spoken. You should not change the way like that only. You understand in your own way, but don't change the Veda mantra. It is Chandasam. Ved में ऐसा होता है. So you understand in your way, achiram is achiram, achiram is kshipram. As I told you, kshipram means timely the wealth should come. This is the biggest pain for many people. Nowadays अब ऑनलाइन हो रहा है, इसलिए पैसे अकाउंट में डाल रहे हैं. नहीं तो क्या है ना, 5 तारीख 6 तारीख 10 भी हो गया, तनख्वाह नहीं मिलता. Is it not? In the same way, the shopkeepers, they give the items on loan. एंड वो जो आइटम्स ले गए, वो लोग टाइम पे पैसे नहीं देते. हाउ कैन ही गेट द ऑब्जेक्ट्स टू डू हिज बिजनेस? Therefore, the meaning of this word Kshipram is to be kept in mind. Quickly should happen. Earn quickly, spend quickly, grow it quickly. Minimum time. Don't delay in that. Achiram. Now, the Achiram has to be explained in so many detailed ways. सब कट शॉर्ट करके मैं इतना कह रहा हूँ. इतना बहुत सुनो आप, बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. आई नो यू विल नॉट एक्सेप्ट और अग्री और लाइक दैट थॉट, बट आई विल से स्टिल इट इज व्हाट कि at every step in creating the wealth of the nation, when the delay is happening of even a moment, it is leading to the delay in the development of the country in its richness. This is the truth. But how much of the people at every department are delaying their works? Work delayed is the result delayed. मैं एक फैल थोड़ा धीरे धीरे किया हमने, 1 घंटे का 2 घंटे में, तो मैंने देश के प्रगति को 1 घंटा रोक दिया. हाउ मेनी पीपल आर सेंसिटिव अबाउट दिस, which is so important but very difficult to digest or understand. You know, only those daily laborers and those mestris or contractors, they do this thing more even than the government officers. You know, in that मेस्त्रियों का उनका ना 8 घंटे काम करना, उसके लिए 1,000 रुपए. एंड द मेस्त्री सेज द कॉन्ट्रैक्टर, 1 घंटा कम करोगे तो तुम्हारा पैसा काटा जाएगा. And therefore that fellow, तबीयत ठीक हो या ना हो, 9 o'clock he comes, 1 he will work up to. 1 to 1:30 is given a break for lunch. He takes that break. 1:30 to evening 5:36 does the work. That day's labor money he takes and goes. He is accountable there for his money, where all the 8 hours he is working, and he is given the target also. Okay, दीवार बनाना है. Because of that only, this contractor, what are the promise he made for who is the owner that in 10 months I'll make the building, he will make it. Accountability. I'm talking about achiram. If the wealth has to come in time, you have to work hard without wasting time. Out of our own laziness, everything we delay. Therefore, the entire nation's growth is delayed. We have either the absolute laziness of tamoguna or restlessness and hurrying of rajoguna. Both are wrong. We have to have the sattva guna where balance is striking between both. What is the meaning of achiram? तुरंत वेल्थ आना चाहिए तो सबको अपने टाइम का ख्याल रखते काम करना चाहिए. That homemaker also does this. Actually these homemaking women have to be made ministers because they know how to use the money, resources, time, and conduct the affairs or the activities. They are the highly non-educated but matured people. Not educated, therefore they are saved, but matured. वो जानती है उनको कि 3 घंटे टाइम है मुझे 6 से 9. इन 3 घंटों में सफाई वगैरह भी करनी है, बाहर से चीज़ें भी लानी है. हैव टू मेक टी कॉफी एंड ब्रेकफास्ट एंड लंच पैक आल्सो एंड हैव टू डू माय पूजा आल्सो, ऑल दैट. दैट इज व्हाट शी वर्क्स एंड इसलिए होता भी है वो. शी अचीव्स इन 3 hours दैट व्हिच अदर्स आर डोंट अचीव इन 6-7 hours. Sri Gurudev also like that. He's walking as fast. He was talking was fast because he was saving time to get more results in less time. अदरवाइज कोई आश्रम में महामंडल से बैठे, कोई आए नहीं आए, कोई सत्संग हुआ ना हुआ, देन पूरा मिलके 6 साल में 10 साल में एक टेक्स्ट होगा बस. We are not in 2 years. How many thousands of classes we had? That is called Chiram. डोंट थिंक दैट स्वामी को 3 महीने से एक ही क्लास ले रहे हो. बड़े टेक्स्ट कर रहे हैं हम. Taittiriya Mandukya Upanishad with Bhashyam and Karikas 2015. Not a small. Bhagavatam is not small. 18,000, 24,000 Ramayana. See the bulkiness of them. If you divide it into a text, each text of 100 sloka, 24,000 means 240 texts we are studying. 2 साल में मतलब हर महीने एक टेक्स्ट, हर दिन एक टेक्स्ट. In fact, 240 texts we have done if we have done Ramayana. If you have done Bhagavata, if you have done 1800 texts or 180 texts, let us say. 180, हाँ 240, 440, 50, 60, कम नहीं है वो. But so many details also we are doing all that. Point is not that. We are regular, sincere. Kurvana Achiram is this. जो कल बताया आपको याद है तो भागवत में या किसी टेक्स्ट में है कि in Vedanta Niyama it is said कि always remember कि time is very less, we are going to die. I think भागवत में भी कहा हुआ बात. अचिरम कुर्वाणा. ओंकार भगवान. When Bhagavan Onkar is prayed, then monsoons will come on time. When that monsoon will come on time, then the seeds will become saplings on time. Then the growth and yielding of the crop will be on time. Then all the business transaction is on time, richness happens. अगर मानसून लेट हो गया तो सब लेट होते हैं. कभी कभी हम देखते हो ना, एक बार थोड़ा लेट हो गया बेचारे, ऑल दोज फार्मर्स, द क्रॉप बिकम्स हाफ ओनली, क्वालिटी आल्सो फॉल्स डाउन, देन नोबडी बाइज देम, दे बिकम पुअर दैट ईयर. I'm giving one example. So too in any of the companies, if the laborers etc. are lazy, productivity is slow, then the sales will be slow, then the salary also is slow. ये बहुत होता था पहले. Nowadays people have become very active in this way. All over the world, especially in India, they are time bound target. देखो 10 minutes में आपको घर आ जाएगा खाना. 25 minutes, if the pizza is not delivered, it will be delivered free to you. Chiram. And when you see that thing, then the people are so active, dynamic there. बनाने वाला फटाक से बना रहे हो, पैकिंग हो रहा है, गाड़ी पे चला रहे, लेके डिलीवरी कर रहे हैं. Remember, you'll have to deliver to 5 more places. Tuck, tuck, tuck. That's how works are happening. It's all interconnected. Only difference can in a mad rush, the world is going fast, forgetting the main goal. That's the only problem. Anyway, that's not our topic. Avahanti Shrihi, Vitanvana Shrihi, Kurvana Shrihi. Then next one, Achiram Shrihi. Okay, Achiram Kshipram Eva Chandasa Dirgaha. Or Chiram Va Kurvana also you can add. When you use the Achiram word, let the wealth come soon. Chiram means what? Well, let the wealth remain long time. Chiram. शाश्वत रूप से. See, Achiram means quickly arrival of the wealth. Chiram means living for long time. That is so 7, 8, 10 पुश्तों के लिए भी जो पैसे वो सब खजाने में रखते थे. Even for the temples also, they keep so much wealth. The king used to give that for 10 generations, 20 generations, the temple should have no problem with the wealth. Let the pujas go on. That's called chiram. So if you say chiram, this is the meaning. If you say achiram, that is the meaning. Then chiram, then atmana. Atmana means for me. मेरे लिए ऐसा वेल्थ जो आता रहना है, ग्रो होता रहना है, सही यूज होता रहना है, जल्दी होता रहना है और लॉन्ग टाइम रहना चाहिए वेल्थ. These are the 4 things. Atmanaha, mama. Then kim iti. You generally said wealth should come, wealth should grow, wealth should stay. Wealth should come soon, wealth should stay with me for a long time. All this you said, but which wealth you have not told? That is a list here. Vasamsi, Gavaha, Annapane, Lomasham, Pashubhisaha, Swaha. See that? How clear the demand or request to the Lord made. Now, 2 more things are there in that. The remembrance of the presence of the divine power, and knowing that He is the bestower. Keeping these 2 in the mind, when we do this prayer to Him and asking Him, then the blessings will come. Oh, aa jayega. Never imagine just because Brahma Vidya that Paramatma is pure consciousness doing nothing. No. Like I am also pure consciousness, but as a Jiva I am doing everything. No. So too Parabrahma is pure consciousness, but as an Ishvara he does everything. That Ishvara is Omkara here. Clear? Tomorrow we'll see the remaining meaning and the entire summary of it. And connecting both of them, मेधा एंड श्री, दोनों मिलकर हमें जीवन को आगे बढ़ाना. ओम आवहन्ते वितन्वाना कुर्वाणा चिरमात्मनः वासागंसि मम गावश्च अन्नपाने च सर्वदा ततो मे श्रियमावह लोमशां पशुभिः सह स्वाहा. आमायन्तु ब्रह्मचारिणः स्वाहा विमायन्तु ब्रह्मचारिणः स्वाहा प्रमायन्तु ब्रह्मचारिणः स्वाहा दमायन्तु ब्रह्मचारिणः स्वाहा शमायन्तु ब्रह्मचारिणः स्वाहा यशोजने सा निस्वाहा श्रेयान्वस्य सोसा निस्वाहा तन्त्वावगप्रविशा निस्वाहा समावगप्रविश स्वाहा तस्मिन् सहस्रशाखे निभगाहन्त्वयि मृजे स्वाहा यथा पप्रवतायन्ते यथा मासा अहर्जरम् एवं मां ब्रह्मचारिणः दातरायन्तु सर्वतः स्वाहा प्रतिवेशोऽसि प्रमाभाहि प्रमापद्यस्व. Thank you, friends. It's your regular coming and give me encouragement, because of which I am also forced to study Upanishad, because of which a clear understanding is coming to me. Otherwise, all the Shastras are vague to us also. है करके पता है, लेकिन उसमें क्या है तभी पता चलेगा जब पढ़ते हैं. पढ़ना तभी होगा जब बोलना होता है, बोलना तब होगा जब सुनना होता है. अब सुनने वाले हो, इसलिए आपको कहने के लिए पढ़ना पड़ रहा है, और जब पढ़ रहे हैं तो कुछ तो आइडिया हमको भी आ रहा है. And with this, we are more and more getting convinced about our spiritual path, our great spiritual Haindava Dharma, Sanatana Dharma, and also our scriptures. our faith in them is increasing. And we are getting a pakka goal and means also. Because of not knowing the goal and means only, we take the goal as the world and we get suffered in that. I really have to appreciate for you. I don't know how much sacrifice you must be doing, how much of difficult it must be for you to listen for such long time. And so many thoughts are spoken at different levels of receptivity you are there. But that innocent being regularity that which you are maintaining is really appreciable. Please continue. And I am praying wholeheartedly every day. The entire Guru Tattva and Guru Parampara bless each one of you along with me for really evolving in that spiritual understanding, practice, and experience. Om, 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 Om. Om, 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 Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Paramarushibhyo Namaha Parabrahmane Namaha Shrutimatre Namaha Vedavyasa Satgurave Namaha Vaishampayana Satgurave Namaha Yajnavalkya Satgurave Namaha Adya Shankara Satgurave Namaha Asmat Gurubhyo Namaha Om Tatsat Brahmarpanamastu. Thank you. Give me just 10 minutes. Let us study our Vidur.